every city worker is treated the same, apparently. Mary Murphy has the personal story of one who is fighting cancer and red tape. In tonight's Fact Finders. Mary.
Thanks, Jim and Katie. Phil Rooney of Seaford, Long Island has leukemia, and he's trying to prove a toxic mix in 2 million tons of rubble caused it. He was a city employee sent to the site, but he thinks he'd have a better disability pension if he was a police officer or fireman.
They're saying 35 out of 50,000 who work down at Ground Zero have a blood cancer. 1 out of 150,000, that's the normal statistical number.
Here's a picture of what Phil Rooney looked like before his leukemia diagnosis at age 38, a doting father to 3 children, a one-time hockey enthusiast who played twice a week. And this is what chemotherapy did to him, 125 pounds on a 6-foot frame.
Before that, he was totally healthy, very athletic, never sick.
Phil Rooney, a city carpenter, was doing bridge repair work for the Department of Transportation when 2 jets slammed into the Twin Towers.
That's the date, 9/11.
You were sent?
We were sent down there.
Rooney's timesheets indicate he spent 12-hour days at the site.
9/12, 9/13.
He worked 2 weeks straight before a day off and then returned to the pile as needed for another 2 to 3 weeks.
There's high levels of benzene in the jet fuel, which was what was burning for months down there, and we were all breathing that in. And that is a known cause.
Rooney's diagnosis of acute myelogenous leukemia came on his mother's birthday in February 2004.
Look at all these leukemias. Here's Mr. Rooney.
David Worby represents thousands of plaintiffs now suing companies and government agencies that supervised the 9/11 cleanup. But Phil Rooney is more concerned with his pension. Right now, he gets $1,600 a month from the city, 1/3 of his salary. But he's fighting to get the 3/4 compensation afforded to cops, firefighters, sanitation workers, and certain other city employees under a World Trade Center disability law that Governor Pataki signed in June 2005.
They told me because I'm a carpenter, I'm not eligible. Carpenters aren't covered under that law. But I was sent down there by the city.
Rooney may be hampered by one small facet of the law, which notes that it's open to city employees, quote, that have taken a pre-employment physical. The city's law department wrote me to point out city carpenters at DOT are not required to take a pre-employment physical examination. So we're left to surmise that could be working against Phil Rooney.
These are the doctor's letters.
Another Rooney problem. His cancer doctor at Sloan Kettering does not say definitively that World Trade Center exposure caused the leukemia. But Dr. Marchini does say this. The timing between the onset of the bone marrow disease and his exposure to the toxins at Ground Zero raises the possibility that his leukemia may have been a result of this exposure.
We've gone over $2 million in over 2 years.
Only 80% is covered, capping at $2 million. Rooney's first stem cell transplant using his own blood failed. But a bone marrow transplant early last year from an outside donor is working, though now he has liver and kidney problems with this prognosis.
I was told 10 to 15 years.
So far, more than 600 firefighters have retired with accident disability benefits post 9/11, and 99 police officers have done the same. 3 EMS personnel have retired, 3 sanitation workers, 1 transit employee, and today we learned 4 Department of Transportation employees, the agency Rooney works for. Rooney's wife, a nurse, now working full-time, has this message for the city.
It would be a little bit easier on me to know that if, God forbid, something were to happen to him, I can manage and provide for the kids.
Right now, Rooney is also getting $1,900 a month from Social Security disability, but he worries he will lose it in the near future. In the meantime, he's fending off calls from collection agencies for the medical bills. If you want to see this story again, please log on to WB11.com/factfinders. You know this has been getting a lot of attention lately, and every story has a different twist to it.
It's turned into a very dark chapter of the post 9/11 period.
Well, I think it's really going to be the defining story of what happened in the 5 years since 9/11.
I think you're absolutely right.
Thanks,
Thank you, Mary.